Hello everyone, Zeno here. Here to bring part 5 of What If Team RWBY and JNPR went back to Red vs Blue. Link down description of the fanfiction of this What If. Listen here YouTube. I do not own anything and this is not a scam. Chapter 8, My House, From Here. Desert Temple, 2554. Reds, Caboose, Ruby, Young, Blake, and John. Premise. Sarge delivers a eulogy to a still-alive soldier, while the away meets the desert occupiers. Simmons learns of a shocking secret. Explosions shook the desert as the damaged warthog carrying Griff, Blake, and John crashed into a large vehicle near the temple. The trio got out, and John instantly threw up. "Oh gross John," Blake said, disgusted. "Sorry." He groaned. "Geez. No wonder Young calls you vomit boy." Griff chuckled, only to be given a death glare from the night. "Sorry," he muttered. Sarge, Ruby, and Young then came running from the minefield. "Ah damn it Griff. Look at what you did. You busted up a brand new Jeep." Sarge cried. "Me? You were the idiots that started setting off mines." Griff shot back. "Hey let's not have another argument please," Blake said. "Fine," replied Griff, "but Caboose is dead so what do we do about that?" No, not Caboose," Ruby cried. I see your point. So let us have a moment of silence in honor of the dead blue guy." "Bow your heads everyone," Sarge ordered. Just then, a soldier in brown armor came walking from the large vehicle. "What are you doing?" he said. "Do you mind?" Griff replied, slightly offended. "We're having a moment of silence. Show some respect." "What? Just don't ask," Blake chimed in. Sarge began to speak. "Dear Lord, we thank you for taking another blue back to heaven today. Or rather not heaven, but whatever fiery pit you send blues to so they can suffer in eternity. You should have taken Griff. But you didn't. Again. Not sure why, it would have been easy. Those mine things are everywhere. But I guess you know what you're doing." Suddenly, someone began to scream. Young and Ruby looked up to see Caboose fall from the sky and land with a loud thud. He then got up, completely unharmed. "Wow, now that was a big explosion," Caboose said happily. "Caboose," Ruby cried as she hugged him. "Blue guy's back," Griff shouted to Sarge. "I was really high," said Caboose. "Did anyone get a picture?" "See, I told you guys he work as bait." John chuckled. "Shut up," said Blake. Sarge then continued his eulogy. "And now you brought him back. And Griff's still here. I hate to criticize, but you could have had him land on Griff and squash him. That would have been easy. Just a note, you can take it or leave it. Like I said it's not really in my place to criticize." Sarge stopped bowing his head. "Okay the end. Ahem." The soldier then spoke. "What the fuck is wrong with you people?" he asked in disbelief. Sarge then looked up and noticed the soldier. "Whoa, now who are you?" "Who am I?" asked the soldier. "Who are you guys?" "I'm supposed to be here. You're accessing an area under lockdown." "Lockdown?" asked Young. "This is a restricted dig site. What are you doing here? And who are these guys?" We were just looking for, Ruby was cut off by Sarge. "What my little friend is trying to say, is that we were just passing through to meet up with the rest of our squad." Yeah, that's right," said Ruby. The soldier glanced at the huntsman. What's up with the kids? Is it take your child to work day?" "Excuse me," Young hissed. "They're special forces that work with us," Sarge answered. The soldier didn't buy it. "Really? Under whose authorization?" "That classified son. We don't want any trouble," replied Sarge. A warthog then came from the troop encampment, and towards them. It didn't have any machine gun attached to the back like the Reds. Some creature was driving it. "Oh, great," said the soldier, who noticed the warthog. "Stay here, don't touch anything." He then walked to the driver. "Why didn't you ask him about Tucker?" asked Blake. "We don't know anything about these guys," Sarge explained. "For all we know, they could be the ones causing trouble for Tucker. We don't know if we can trust them yet." "Right," said Caboose, "because, usually you guys are the ones who cause trouble for Tucker." "That's right. Oh God." John groaned. "Pav change, Valhalla." Weiss and Nora approached the crashed ship near Red Base. From the looks of it, the ship wasn't completely damaged. The cockpit was cracked, and one wing was just torn off. Near the ship's entrance was Pyrrha, who was looking on her scroll. "Hey Pyrrha," Nora shouted, which took the champion out of her daze. "Hello again," she replied. "What are you doing?" asked Weiss, as she noticed Pyrrha's scroll. "Just going through some videos I made for John," she replied, which caught Nora's attention. "Ooh, what kind of video?" she asked with a smirk, causing Pyrrha to blush. "Training videos, Nora," she shouted nervously. "Hey, take my advice, denial is the first step." The trio turned around to see Donut and Simmons walking towards them. "Hey guys, what's all this stuff about denial?" asked Simmons. "Nothing," Pyrrha answered quickly, causing everyone to look at her strangely. "Wow, I know we haven't known each other that long, but I can already tell that you like your partner," said Donut, referring to John. "Well, changing topics," Weiss blurted out, "what have you two been doing?" "Well, Donut was just telling more about Caboose's project. It sounds ridiculous." "Yeah," replied Donut, "it looks like Caboose took that AI unit with him." "So stupid. Wait, what? AI unit?" asked Simmons. "Oh no," Weiss whispered to her friends. "This isn't good," said Pyrrha. "Yeah," Donut said, still talking to Simmons, "it was kinda cool. It was purple, and it liked to hear stories about. He kept that. He wasn't supposed to keep that. I thought he turned it in." Simmons screamed, "That was part of the deal for our new bases. We had to turn in all equipment." You're saying stuff that don't make any sense to me. I wasn't here, remember?" Donut explained. Simmons then turned to the huntsman. "Did you guys know about this?" he asked. Was all what Weiss could say. "Son of a bitch," Simmons groaned, "I better warn Sarge, before that idiot does something." He then ran off to Red Base. "Great," said Weiss, "now Simmons knows. Man, I hope Caboose's friend gets here soon," Donut said, which caught the three's attention. "You mean Church, right Donut?" asked Nora. "No, Agent Washington," replied Donut. "Caboose said that he helped them in the past, so he called him for assistance." "Well, that seems good," Pyrrha said. "Yeah, I hope he gets here soon." Pav changed. Desert Temple. The soldier returned to the group after talking with the Warthog's driver. "Okay, I want the 7 of you too." "Whoa, yikes. Jesus. Oh dear." This was what the Reds, Caboose, and the huntsman could say when they met the soldier companion. It was 7-foot-tall alien that wore a purple combat harness, and a funny-looking helmet. He carried some form of alien weapon. "What the," said the soldier when he saw the group's reaction. "Oh, right. Sorry, I'm so used to working with aliens now that I forget that some people don't have any experience." "Oh, we've had experience with them all right," said Sarge. "Yeah, we did," Ruby added. This caught the soldiers' attention. "You fought aliens during the war?" The group looked at each other. "Yeah, something like that," replied Young. "Well, don't worry about old Smith here. He's very friendly," he spoke, gesturing to the alien. "That doesn't really put our minds at ease." "Yeah, and the fact that I've never met an alien before," John added. "Now I'm sure you've heard about the treaties between aliens and people," the soldier explained. "We're here to investigate an energy reading. Rules are now, if they find one of these things, all investigation teams have to have at least one person and one alien. No exceptions." "What kind of energy reading?" asked Blake. "I can't tell you that," replied the soldier. "In fact, I need you to leave this area ASAP. The alien diplomats will get mighty suspicious if they find another human squad showed up. We don't want to cause an intergalactic incident." "Oh, well, we are used to doing that," said Caboose, before John cut him off. What my friend is trying to say is that we are used to following protocol." "Good. Then you guys just head on your way and we don't need to report this to anybody." Griff then stepped forward. "Dude, we're not going anywhere. Our Jeep is wrecked." Just then the Jeep explodes. "Damn." The soldier cursed. "Okay, we'll help you repair your Jeep, and then you're gone. Couple of rules while you're here. This is a restricted dig site. Everything here is property of the military. Do not go looking for any artifacts. And do not go anywhere without telling me. Got it?" "Yes, Mom, we got it," Yang and Griff said at the same time. "Okay. Quick quiz, then. What are you gonna do if you find an artifact?" he asked. "Not take it," answered Caboose. The shook his head. "No, that was a trick question. You're not going to find an artifact because you're not going to be looking for an artifact. Maybe he knew it was a trick question, so he gave you a trick answer. RWBY said, defending Caboose. There are no trick answers, there are only wrong answers. Are we clear? Yes. Blake groaned. Are we clear? The soldier asked again. Yes. Everyone said, slightly annoyed. Okay. Then head down there, said the soldier. On the left, you'll find some racked jeeps you can scavenge for parts. There's also water down there on the left, too. Keep yourselves hydrated. You want some chow? It's with the water on the left. Thanks, replied Sarge, and we'll be leaving as soon as we can. Yes, you will. The group made their way down to the troop encampment. Sure enough, there were dozens of jeeps and other vehicles. RWBY and John instantly hit the water station, followed by Blake and Young. Sarge, Griff, and Caboose continued to the jeeps. Hey Sarge, Griff asked, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah, replied Sarge, something doesn't feel right. I know. Everything is on the left, Caboose stated. Shut up, Caboose, Griff replied. Back at the vehicle, the soldier and Smith watched the group. No, I don't think they know anything, said the soldier, just try and get that door open. I'll take care of these idiots. But keep an eye on those kids. POV change. UNSC Supermax detention facility. A lone soldier was being escorted to a meeting room by the UNSC police. He was clad in cold steel gray armor, similar to the Reds and Blues. But his armor also had yellow accents on his shoulders, thighs, and helmet. All right, Washington, said the guard, the commander has agreed to speak to you. But here's the rules. Go ahead, replied Wash. Do anything aggressive, and I'll shoot you. Do anything weird and I'll shoot you. Do anything I don't like, and you'll shoot me. Yeah, I get, replied Wash. Good. You have minutes. The door then opened to a command center, and a shadowy figure. My dear Agent Washington, I am so pleased to make your acquaintance, do come in. I feel we have much to discuss, he said. Chapter 9, Dumb Cop, and Dumber Cop. Outpost, 17B, Valhalla, 2554. POV, Richard Simmons. Premise, the away team tries to find spare parts, all while under the strict surveillance of CT. Simmons tries to contact Sarge, while Valhalla gets a new resident. Simmons wasn't having a good day. In fact, it was one of his worst days of his life. Upon hearing that Caboose kept the Epsilon unit, and that he violated a UNSC law, Simmons made it his top priority to contact Sarge, and his friends in the desert. Unfortunately, the radio at Red Base wasn't working. Sarge, come in. Sarge, RWBY, John, Griff, do you read? He asked as he heard static coming through the other end. Simmons sighs. Ah, damn it. Hey Lopez. He called over to the robot. Yes, Lopez asked, unamused. As the radio busted, Simmons asked. Lopez then facepalmed. Busted radio. How come no one ever wants to talk to me about anything else? He muttered to himself. The radio. No work. Call Sarge O. Yes or no? Simmons asked, completely confused at what the robot was saying. Lopez then walked up to the radio. You speak English worse than I do, he hissed. Lopez then began to speak slowly like Simmons. Yes, radio. Good. But, up yours, he said as he insulted the maroon soldier. Simmons just stared at him. Then, how come I can't get Sarge? Maybe their radio is busted. Einstein, Lopez suggested. Can you fix it? Lopez facepalmed again. Fix their radio. Yeah, I'll get right on it. How come in all these years with us, you haven't learned a single word of English yet? Simmons questioned. I don't know. Lopez replied, probably to avoid conversations like these. But Simmons still understand. Arg, whatever, I'm gonna use the hologram chamber for an idea, Simmons said as he went inside the base. As Simmons descended down in the elevator, he began to hear strange noises. At first, he thought it was just the elevator. But upon exiting it, he realized he was wrong. Nora, stop that, Ren shouted from the chamber. But Ren, this is fun, replied the bubbly girl. Simmons entered the chamber to find a disturbing scene. Weiss and Nora were tinkering with the console on the wall, creating multiple projections. Some of Grimm, others of Griff, and even of the other Reds and Blues. Ren was watching from the ramp along with Pyrrha. Weiss then walked up to the holograms of the simulation troopers and took out Mertenaster. Worst group of soldiers ever. She laughed as she cut down all of the holograms. But as she approached a hologram of Caboose, it disappeared. Huh? Weiss questioned. She turned around and suddenly a loud down noise engulfed the room. Bang, bang, bang. The sound of 3 bursts came out of nowhere. Pyrrha, Ren, and Nora looked up to find Simmons with his hand on the console, and his battle rifle pointed at the heiress. They then looked to Weiss, who was no longer holding her Riper. Instead, it was a feet away from her, implying that Simmons shot it out of her hand. How dare yo? Weiss was about to yell at Simmons only to have the maroon soldier shoot another round into the air. Bang, bang, bang. Simmons then lowered his rifle. Fuck you, he stated, as he flipped her off. My turn. Simmons then pushed a few buttons on the console. The room changed into a small arena. Weiss was in the middle, while Pyrrha, Nora, and Ren watched from afar. Just then, 2 holograms appeared in front of the heiress. One of Caboose, and one of herself. All right, Ice Queen. Simmons snarled. You want a fight? You got one. For the record, my money is on the holograms. Weiss just looked at then holograms, who began to charge at her. Caboose delivered a punch into her side, which sent her across the arena. Weiss got up, and summoned a glyph that set Hollow Caboose on fire. Ah! The hologram shouted. I'm on fire. Hollow Caboose ran around like a crazy person, setting the room on fire. Eventually, the hologram disappeared. All right me, said the Hollow Weiss, time to see who's the best. Weiss charged at Hollow Weiss, and the two fought in an impressive display of swordsmanship. Until Hollow Weiss summoned a glyph that froze the real Weiss in place. Hey! Weiss shouted at the hologram, who just smirked. Until it too disappeared. Ha! Look at the Ice Queen. Defeated finally. Simmons taunted from the console, with Nora, Ren, and Pyrrha trying not to laugh. HMPH. Weiss muttered as she sheathed her rapier and approached the group. Just then, Lopez called them on the radio. Hey assholes, he said. Lopez, what do you want? Nora asked. I need Simmons. I may have a way to get to Sarge, and your friends. Lopez explained from the other end. But no one understood him. Ah, okay Lopez. We'll just go and see what you want. Simmons replied. Fuck you, Lopez shouted, and he then ended the call. Come on guys, let's go see what he wants. Simmons said, and they left the chamber. When they arrived on the surface, they found Lopez. Next to him was 2 motorcycles. Ah cool. Nora shouted as she noticed the vehicles. How did you make these? Asked Pyrrha. From some old Warthog parts. Now Simmons can go and tell Sarge about that AI unit, replied Lopez. Great, said Simmons, now I go and tell Sarge about that AI unit, he stated, completely unaware that Lopez said the same thing. Are you mocking me? Lopez asked, but Simmons ignored what the robot said. All right, I'll be back as soon as I can. Come on, Donut. But the pink soldier didn't answer. Hey guys, where's Donut? Simmons asked the huntsman. Last time I saw him, he went over to Blue Base, replied Ren. Ah, I'll go get him. Simmons groaned, man, why do I have to do everything around here? Yeah, keep telling yourself that. Nora says under her breath. You. Lopez says to Simmons, I'm the one who just built 2 motorcycles. But Simmons still didn't understand what the robot was saying. Yeah, I know Lopez. I guess I'm just naturally responsible, and people take advantage of that. It's a curse really, he says as he gets on the motorcycle. I'll go grab Donut, and bring him back for his motorcycle. Lopez then stepped in front of the vehicle. Number. That's not for Donut, he says. Luckily Simmons manages to make out what Lopez said. No, that's not for Donut. Why not? Yeah, then why did you make a second one, Lopez? Asked Weiss. That's a spare. Lopez replied, if there's anything I've learned about working with you idiots, it's always build 2 vehicles. I don't even understand. Okay whatever Lopez, see you guys soon. Simmons said as he drove off, only to crash it a second later. Nice one Simmons. Weiss groaned. Hey, I'm just gonna take this motorcycle. Simmons said casually. The keys are in the ignition. Lopez replied. I think I'll go with Simmons, said Pyrrha. Yeah, sure, that's fine, he replied. Pav changed. Desert Temple. While Simmons was having some trouble in Valhalla, the away team wasn't doing as good as well. RWBY and John ended up drinking all the water at the camp, causing some trouble with the mysterious soldier. While Blake tried to keep a long distance away from the alien Smith and his cronies, Griff and Young were trying to radio Simmons and the huntsman back at the base. Simmons, come on, Simmons, are you there or what? Griff asked through the radio only to hear static. Okay, I give up. Let me try, said Young as she stepped up to the microphone. Hey Simmons, Pyrrha, Weiss, you there? But she got no answer. Let's go check their jeep. And the two left the radio. Meanwhile, Sarge, Caboose, RWBY, and Blake were scavenging an old warthog for parts. What the hell is wrong with this jeep? Said Sarge, it doesn't have a turret. Maybe it's a car, replied Caboose. What does that mean? Sarge asked. You know, like a regular car, Sarge. RWBY added. Sarge looked at them confused. What kind of car doesn't have a massive cannon on it? All kinds of cars, said Blake, most cars do. That's ridiculous, Sarge replied. That would be like saying there's some kind of thing you can wear on your head that's not armor-plated, and doesn't offer a 5x optical zoom. I think you've been in the military a really long time, Caboose said. Yeah, it's been a good run. Griff and Young then finished looking through the old warthog. Damn it, no radio here either, said Griff. Someone yanked it out. Young added, why would they deliberately pull the radio out of their own jeep? Let me take a look at it, guys, Caboose said as he inspected the busted radio. Why? You want to confirm that there's no radio? RWBY asked. Maybe I can fix it, Caboose explained. How are you going to fix something that isn't even the you-know-what? No, fuck it, go for it, whatever, Griff announced. He then approached Sarge. Sarge, this place gives me the creeps, said Griff. Something's really wrong here. I mean, why would they deliberately pull the radio out of their own jeep, and why can't I get a signal on long range? Something does seem out of place, said John, who had been at the water station this entire time. But maybe we're overreacting. Maybe they have one enormous radio somewhere that requires a ton of parts, like one the size of a house, Sarge suggested. Everyone looked at him. ... Once again, unlikely. Wait a second. Griff then looked at the huge vehicle near the hill. What about that thing? The big freighter. It looks like a mobile base. Maybe it has a radio. The trio was then interrupted by a strange noise. Hey, what are you guys up to over there? Sarge asked Caboose, RWBY, Blake, and Young. Nothing, Caboose replies, as he pushes the Epsilon unit under the damaged jeep. We're up to nothing. Just then the mysterious soldier began heading towards the group. Uh-oh, here he comes, guys, Blake announced, and everyone turned to the soldier. Hey, what's going on down here? He asked very brashly. Nothing, said RWBY, trying to stay innocent. We're just down here scavenging for parts like you said, Sarge answered quickly. Okay, then hurry up. At this comment John raised an eyebrow. Hey buddy, you do realize we're not gonna fix this in like the next 10 minutes, right? He said as he gestured over to the broken jeep. Yeah, I know, replied the soldier, just the sooner the better. Why? What's going on around here? Blake asked. I can't tell you that, the soldier replied sternly. Look, I'm sure you're curious. We're curious about you as well. All you need to know is what you can plainly see. We're trying to uncover that structure to recover something. That's already more than you need to know. The group looked at each other. You at least have a name, Young asked. Yeah, it's CT. Cool, thanks. I got it from Hey. Where's are the others? CT asked, as he noticed that RWBY, Blake, and Caboose were missing. What others? Sarge asked, trying to act normal. Your other friends, replied CT. They're right here. Young tried to fool CT but it didn't work. That's it. CT finally snapped. You're either here to investigate us, or you're complete idiots. Either way, I've had it. Investigate. John looked at him confused. Grr. Tell me where the blue guy and the two chicks went, or I'll shoot the orange one, CT demanded as he pointed his rifle at Griff. But Sarge said nothing, while Young and John started to chuckle. Tell me, CT asked again, and what's so funny? Dude, I can save you some time. Griff groaned, you just picked the wrong guy to threaten. It'll make more sense when you get to know us. Suddenly, the camp's alarm goes off, and a group of human and alien soldiers mad their way to the large vehicle. That's them, isn't it? CT groaned. Yeah, probably. Yang replied. Move. Up the hill, now. Pav change. Simmons and Pira. Simmons parked the motorcycle near Blue Base. As he and Pira approached the back entrance, Simmons noticed Pira frowning. Hey, what's wrong, Pira? He asked. Something doesn't feel right. She replied, I think there's something big going on. I've felt it ever since me and my friends showed up here. Simmons thought for a few seconds. Well, I have to admit, lots of people feel like that. I'm gonna go grab donut. Okay, I think I'll stay here, replied Pira. Simmons nodded and continued to the base. Suddenly, as he entered, he immediately ran out screaming. Oh fuck, he yelled, welcome to the neighbor. See ya later. Simmons ran at the speed of Ruby's semblance, right towards Pira. Simmons, what going on? Pira asked concerned. He's here. He's here. Simmons screamed, but Pira couldn't understand. Who's here? She asked, as she readied her javelin and shield. It's him. But Simmons was cut off by an explosion. The two turned to Blue Base, and noticed a figure standing in front of them. It wore heavily damaged white armor, with brown accents. His shoulders were covered with bulked armor plates, and he had a helmet with a large, golden visor that covered most of the helmet. It carried a huge weapon that appeared to be some sort of grenade launcher. To Pira, he looked utterly terrifying. Simmons. Pira asked, what is that thing? It's him, Pira. He replied, it's the meta. And this the end of part 5 this what if. I hope you guys like it. Don't really leave a comment down below and subscribe to the channel.